There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Bully of Tea. The wind blew up her bow, up down, oh below my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
This is the captain. Batting the hatches, fire the cannons. Travel the Atlas, tracing the Bradley, sunk on your bad door ship, and we caught the wind. Bug must be politics. We fought that censorship. Never gave up, and we got it to hit it. We only beginning with winning, so shout out to Natty and Nathan. Rap with the shanty, we make it. Now in the mount with the greatest. Heart of the seas of the treasure, cause we believe through the weather. Down to go down with the crowd, steering the ship. Like Noah, carry every burden. Even when we see tide is turning, the world in reverse because I got a fire burning. All of the maps returning further, ocean keeping on searching further, treasure full of that currency. All of it, everyone, people sing.
We were on time, Grim.
Yeah, Grim.
You are, dude. Avert the price. Make sure you check them out on the SoundCloud. That is the Wellerman remix with the Marine rapper. Amazing dude with a great mustache. We can't thank you enough for watching us and hanging out. And hey, you guys are awesome. What's up, Toby? We got Toby back this week. Glad to see you. We got Logan over here rocking his The Place hat, his shirt straight from his wardrobe in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, sixth year of college. And then we have Brandon J. McDermott rocking the Akron Zips hat. The world champion Atlanta Braves shirt was almost off, but it's on. And we got Toby rocking the Toby's Army tee, Clarkson color hat, and just a little bit of a business beard. And that's what I appreciate about you. What's up, fella?
Good to see you. Good to be here.
Yeah. Good to be back, man. That was too long of a break, even for me.
Yeah, understand, but glad you're feeling better. Glad your internet's feeling better. And yeah, it's good to see you. We were chatting backstage, and it's going to be a good show, as mentioned. And if you're on Twitch, Stream Elements tells you exactly what we're talking about. Triple T. Oh, why is it saying Triple T? This isn't Triple T. This is Beard Laws, episode 127. We got some good articles. Principal got fired for reading a very inappropriate book to a bunch of second graders. Still waiting for the headlines when Logan does something like that in school, but haven't seen it yet.
Hasn't happened yet.
So that's a good thing. And Toby has an article from last week, which didn't make the headlines for obvious reasons. And then I forgot what I put in the other headline. Probably something about a man I think a man was really mad that his wife was like, you know what? You cannot give your kid this teddy bear. And it's a little bit sad, but then you read the article and it's still a little bit sad. And real quick too, we're back on the Talking Beards network, even though we never left. I think I was supposed to be on the Talking Beards Facebook. Didn't press that button. So we're on the Talking Beards YouTube. Sorry about that, Talking Beards. But yeah, what's up, fellas? Go on. Somebody else can talk.
Can we give a shout out to Chuck Norris?
Yeah.
82 years old and still kicking.
Still looks younger than me, son of a bitch.
Right.
Do you think he just like stared at a box of cake and it baked itself?
Chuck Norris is the only person I've ever heard of that's been able to slam a revolving door.
Yeah, he didn't have to blow out the candles. The candles blew themselves.
The candles died.
Which is kind of a topic that we're going to talk about on the picker wheel. And if anybody doesn't know what the picker wheel is, it's a wheel that we have all of the questions that you ask, we put them on this wheel, and then we spin it. Last week, we spun. Would we rather give the first 90% of a blowjob or the last 10%? We're going to discuss that after we do some articles. All right. So if you have any questions that you would like to be on this picker wheel that we talk about on the show live, ask us throughout this show. Logan will feature them or I'll see them. But yeah, Amanda, I know you're excited to hear our response on this. All right. You're probably the one. Yeah. You're probably the one that asked this, and that's what we appreciate about you. But yeah, it's Thursday, so that's what we do. That's where we hang out. And what's up? Let's get right into a news article. Let's do it. An assistant principal got fired for reading a book to a second grade class. I feel like this is something all principals should do, but the name of the book was "I Need a New Butt." That is the name of the book.
All the other three of us all made the exact same face at the exact same time. We went,
"What the hell?"
Yes. What? So the assistant principal at a Mississippi elementary school, so Mississippi, was fired last week after he read the children's book I Need a New Butt to a second grade class. Toby Price, who worked at Gary Road Elementary School, a suburban metropolitan Jackson, said he was asked to set up a Zoom for the kids, and then he said that the principal didn't show up to the class as planned, so he was instructed to read them a book. He goes, I texted my boss. She said, well, go ahead and read. He wasn't planning on reading and probably should have said that he was busy, so he just apparently grabbed a book. Didn't even know one of his favorite books was I Need a New Butt. It's hilarious. Apparently it did not go well. But apparently that this news article is by barstoolsports.com. And I was wondering who wrote this because the first part of it said, I want to call it the state of Mississippi for being softer than a baby's butt, but I don't want to have Brandon F. Walker looking to kick my ass. Still, though, what the hell are we doing here? No parents complained. No foul should be the official motto of every school. And if the parents do complain, but everyone knows they're just asshole parents of the school district that bitch about everything, the ref can swallow the whistle and look the other way as well.
See, I can't agree anymore with that statement. Like, I'm 1,000% on board that statement.
Yeah, like I want to know the contents of this book.
So apparently,
it sounds funny.
I might have to buy it now.
I'm thinking about it, and that's what I was going to ask you guys. How do you think the book sales went after this news article kind of blew up? Because apparently it was offensive because he used words like butt and fart and included cartoon images of a child's butt. I wonder if we can get what was it again? I need a new butt.
I need a new butt.
I wonder if we can get a couple of images from there.
Is that Huey Lewis's new song? I want a new
Guys, it's only $5.47.
I'd be lying if I didn't admit that as soon as he said the name of the book, that's the first thing that hit my head.
Ooh. I need a new butt. Mine's got a crack. I can see in the mirror a crack at the back. That was number.
That's the sample. That's pretty good.
I'll tell you what. Oh, I like it. Oh, somebody had Taco Bell.
Yeah. I mean, this when I first was there, I was like, oh, this boy got his butt spanked too many times for being bad or something, and maybe there was some. I don't know. Either way, I don't know. I'm gonna buy it. It's $5.47.
And he thinks he needs a new butt because it's got a crack in it. Like,
I mean, I've thought that. Man. Joe thinks he needs a new butt because his has shit in his. You know, like he shits his crack. Buddy Boeheim shouldn't have gotten suspended for today's game either.
No, he shouldn't have.
Again, just softer than fucking. What's the highest? What's the highest ply toilet paper?
10 ply.
10 ply is the highest, you think?
No, I think 4 ply.
What is the highest?
Can I just say something for me? By the way, this is probably a picker wheel thing, or maybe it's just I'm crazy and I'm on the outside. I don't like super soft toilet paper with like 17 plies. Give me that industrial 2 ply. Hurts when you wipe with it. I mean, it grips better. I don't know. It's just me.
You like it because your finger goes through it?
No.
Oh,
listen. You know, some of us have mouths that match our back end when it comes to how hirsute we are and the proclivity for hair. So it's a little easier to use a harder toilet paper to get it out of said hair. That's what I'm getting at. But anyway, I don't like the soft stuff. It's my bum wants it hard. You know.
I like the lotion, the one with like the aloe on it. That's nice.
Or we could just get a bidet, and then we could have all of our problems solved. I want to go back to this book real quick by Don McMillan.
Tell me you don't like the lotion paper.
It's not. This is what Brandon said.
Yeah, Brandon,
move forward. Just move forward.
I giggled. I smiled. Drew McMillan, or Don McMillan, sorry. Probably related.
So quiet.
You knew. Sorry. So they also wrote, the author of I Need a New Butt also wrote, I Broke My Butt, the cheeky sequel to the international bestseller I Need a New Butt. And then they also wrote a book called My Butt Is So Noisy. You can buy all 3 of them for only $17.99.
Heck yeah.
I'm following Don.
I mean, it's got to be better than the book that I read one night during Christmas time. It was Hookers and Blow Save Christmas. It's a children's book.
Debatable.
It's a snow blowing. It's a snow plow truck and a tow truck.
Is that a buddy of yours' memoir?
Huh?
Is that a buddy of yours' memoir?
That's right.
So apparently 3-ply is a luxurious toilet paper. I'm not seeing anything more than a 3-ply. But I don't know. The best overall toilet paper by goodhousekeeping.com says ultra soft premium bath tissue, 36 rolls by Berkeley Jensen is the best. 2-ply. Price per 100 sheets, only 26 cents. So every time you get one little sheet, 26 cents. Not for Brandon. But hey, $16 at BJ's. We're going to talk about BJ's a little bit later, so stick around.
Brandon likes the Walmart single ply stuff.
If you need more plies, you just keep wrapping. I mean, I like the sandpaper material. I like it.
My in-laws have that. It's like 1-ply. You touch it and your finger goes through before you even wipe.
Bro, my wife brought that stuff into the house one day, and I was like, I swear to God, if you ever do this again.
Yep. I said the exact same thing to my
I
mother.
was not even joking. I was like, and she got like, because you get such a deal on them when you get them, right? So she got like 56 rolls. Dude, it took forever for that. And she would not bring other toilet paper into the house until it was gone. I was about ready to just lose my mind. Like
that's when you have a bonfire and use it as a starter.
Yeah.
Joe sent over a poop pick this week, and there was a lot.
Joe, I had one of those too, my friend, and
there was a lot of poop. Like you might have had to stand up to wipe and just stand up because the poop was going to touch your butt at some point. And I know, Joe, you wipe towards your balls, so there's probably still some shit on your balls. But hopefully, you're out of bed at least.
Towards his balls,
left a little taint paint.
Joe.
Yeah, a little tape paint.
Joe,
who
wipe
taught you
towards your
wrong?
balls. You wipe away from your balls.
So I was on the on Joe's podcast last night. He says, "Hey, want to have a beer with the Shotgun tool?" Because he got one. He got the orange one, and I said, "Yeah, absolutely." Turns out he was asking me to come on to his show. I mean, I feel like at least he didn't ask inappropriate questions like, "What are my fetishes?" And then he goes on to detail his fetish, and then his entire family was watching that night. Well, at least his aunt was the viewer. But yeah, it was the Beards, Beer, and Bullshit podcast. There was a lot of bullshit, and it was a good time. So thanks, Joe, for having me. It was cool to chat with Marquitos, some guy that I'm not going to say his name because apparently he wasn't supposed to be drinking, and he was. But he did have his full name on the description. I kind of suggested maybe not having that there. But either way, it was a good time. And Stumpy was there, Stumpy the drummer. So good time. If you guys want, check it out. He's now on Wednesdays. And then next week, he's probably going to switch it to Mondays. And then maybe he'll switch it back to Thursdays. He likes to keep you on your toes. And yeah, there you go, Joe. How was that for a plug?
That was pretty good. You're raising your kids right when your kids do this.
Yes.
He was excited to show me your large poop. Good work.
That's pretty awesome.
Good work. You're a good mother.
And if anybody ever has that same experience and you just don't have somebody to share your poops with, just email it to Logan@beardlaws.com, and he loves getting unsolicited poop pics.
It's been different.
Loves it.
It's so much better than like
dicks.
Email spam.
Oh.
Or that.
Yes.
I mean, if we had a contest like that, I'd have to look. That's not my thing, but like.
Fair enough. What is the best stuff for someone trying to get a beard? This is what I would recommend. I personally love Honest Amish. So if you want to check out Honest Amish, you can actually use the code Talking Beards. It's not going to get me any money, but our friends of the show, and we're on the Talking Beards Network, you'll save like 15%, just like the Geico commercial. So
I am the worst person to ask that question.
But that's what I use in my beard, and it seems to work. Joe, I'm going to play now. Who knows when I'll do it? Oh, fair enough. I forgot the YouTube delay, but yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Hey, maybe you should get fixed.
I can't believe you didn't take a picture of it.
That's
Unreal.
Sad. You're welcome, Evan. All right, so let's talk about the teddy bear one. All right, we talked about this article a little bit before. So a man was furious. This was the headline from the mirror.co.uk. Shout out to UK. You guys have some weird shit going on over there, kind of like FlorDUH. Man was furious after his wife calls family tradition gross and disgusting because the father wanted to give his daughter a special bear. I want you guys to give me guesses of what makes it gross and disgusting, this family tradition with a teddy bear.
Oh,
I don't even want to go to. I don't even want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I because we're a little bit twisted. All right, I want to say it's
Yuck.
it's weird, but it's not inappropriate. It's gross and disgusting to some people. He is giving this gift to his daughter. Keep that in mind. And it is headlines for being gross and disgusting to some people, but it's not like jail time. Gross.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good one.
That's a good guess, Evan.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
even
it's
better.
gotta be a genetically like correct bear. It's about the only thing I can think of. Either that or it's got to be made from like human skin.
Vibrating nanny cam. There is a penis.
All great guesses.
It's made.
I thought he said it's not inappropriate. You boys, your line for inappropriate maybe crossed several times.
we have some sick fans.
I mean,
and all of you need to check yourself.
I went to combat
somewhere.
a couple of times. It's inappropriate is a pretty wide spectrum for me.
Yes,
there's a whole lot of gray area as to what's considered inappropriate in this house.
So, what do you guys think? Anything else?
That's all I can think of.
Jeez.
I once almost bought my wife one of those BDSM teddy bears where the bear would have like a little gag on it and like a body harness.
But you would consider that inappropriate for your daughter? As a gift from father to daughter, I would probably
we can move on.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
All right, so let's
It's
do
got
this.
a rip in it.
It's got a rip. Okay.
That's my guess.
All right, so
a very convenient rip for your.
I'm
weird
gonna
family.
say I'm gonna go on a whim. With the headline "gross and disgusting," I don't overly see this on a scale from like 1 to 10. I'd say maybe like a 3.5 to 4. So I'm wondering yours. All right.
Bear is a furry. It's actually their cousin. Tim.
Made of human skin. That would be interesting. So a new father wanted to give his daughter a special bear stuffed with his own cut hair.
No.
Okay, that's weird.
So instead of stuffing, they stuffed their own hair inside of it for the stuffing of the bear. I mean, the hair doesn't come out of it, but was fuming when his wife said the family tradition was gross and unhygienic. So a man was furious at the wife, and obviously gross and disgusting. They shared this story anonymously. The man said at his family they give newborn babies special teddy bears for them to keep forever, because they're special. As the Daily Star reports, they're made from human hair, specifically from the person who gives them the bear. And they were just trying to keep the family tradition going on. They've been doing it for generations. But the wife said, hell no to the no.
It's weird. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad. It's no different than moms keeping baby teeth. That shit's weird. Yeah. Oh,
I don't find that weird.
Take it back, Angel. Take it all back.
The person that said it was weird
have
was
the baby
Brandon J. McDermott. You can send him all your angry mail to
Either one of
brandon@beardlaws.com. You're welcome, Brandon. That email doesn't exist yet. Yes. All right. So that's what they do. There was a bunch of Reddit users. Oh, you got the look, Brandon.
I'm sorry.
You got the look.
It's okay. I'm 46 years old. My mom showed me that she still has mine. I'm like, that's not normal.
Yes. So
She's
apparently
like,
the toy
"You're gonna have Barry
represents
with me."
the toy represents the new parent's connection to the child, and it's a way of connecting the new life to the new family.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't see a problem with it.
I don't see a problem with it either, but I think since we're mincing hair here, let's what do you think? I think it's a little weirder and different if daddy's giving little baby a bear with a lot of hair inside versus, like Evan is pointing out, mommy or daddy keeping the first lock of baby hair in the baby book. I think there's a difference between the two. Hey,
I would agree with that, but I mean, if it's a family tradition that's, let's say it's been going on, 5 generations, I don't see a problem with it.
No, I
And
agree.
if they're like, we're just starting this up now, like you're like, okay, hold on, wait,
But how does this sound?
who came up with this idea?
No, I agree. How does this sound though? No, I got a whole vat of human teeth. Oh, no, they're my child's.
Yes.
It's like I got a 29-year-old at my house. What? You're lying. No, look. Open up the freezer. Bro.
Interesting. Yeah, so that was it. I think it got played out there. Reddit, they tore into these people with some crazy comments and stuff like that. And
Reddit is a terrible place, man. It is fucking awful. As much as people give shit for Twitter and everywhere else being awful, like Facebook comment sections, Reddit is like they think they're above everybody else, but they are just as fucking terrible and dirty.
Dude, Reddit is still like the wild, wild west. Like it really is.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of stuff that you can get away with. And
what's in the bag?
Uh-oh.
You have 2.
His name is Dominic. He's waiting.
Remember the times when we came from Washington to here?
Yes.
I heard a pig.
You hear a pig in the background.
He's like,
yes.
I don't know what's going on.
You got some teeth
Are
there?
these Joseph's bridge caps?
The spacers when they had to pull his 2 back teeth.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yes, Brandon, you did this.
I don't know.
There's no baby teeth in that. Those are coins.
Those are completely
Points
different.
from war.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, these are coins from war. Not American denomination.
all right. Speaking of non-American, let's talk Australia, because we haven't had enough Australia in our life. So in Australia, they say things sometimes a little bit different than we say things, and sometimes it can turn out to be absolutely hilarious. So there was an Australian TV host. They just couldn't hold it together after accidentally filthy wordplay. So I'm going to let the video kind of speak for itself, and let me know what you guys think.
Plenty. See, this is like mine.
Yeah.
And Daniel, I want to ask, because my cooch is dying, and it's and what, and I don't have.
What have you been doing to it if it's dying?
Well, the dog pees all over it.
Okay. Well, that's probably why. It's reasonable. Yeah. Nitrogen burns. Try to keep the dog off it, and
okay.
you'll probably see results.
I don't understand what's going on with my cooch.
The other guy's done. So what? Cooch is the name of like a grass?
Yeah.
Cooch is how they say couch.
Yeah. So it's couch grass, but they say cooch. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Dude, the poor guy next to her, he just immediately, and you've got to know that he knows exactly what she's talking about, but he also knows what just came out of her mouth.
Yes.
Because he was just immediately like, no. There's no way she's saying this with a straight face.
Cooch is dying. My cooch is dying. My cooch is dying.
Now watch this guy.
And it's
Just immediate. He's like looking over to the producer like, is she serious? Come on, man.
the dog
And she has no idea.
And she says the dog pees all over
That's
it.
probably why. It's reasonable. Yeah. Nitrogen burns.
And he goes, it shouldn't be burned.
Yeah.
And the guy next to him is like, dude.
I don't understand what's going on with my co-host.
She's like, I don't understand what's going on with my co-host. He's like, I don't understand how you're saying this with a straight face.
He's done.
No, Cooch is good, considering if it's going to be running on it, Cooch has got really good wear and tear tolerance, so it can recover quickly. But no lawn can really withstand dog pee.
Right, your dog's got to go. Save the cooch.
Save the cooch.
Thank you, guys. This is unreal. Check you out on YouTube because the videos are just terrific.
That's possibly the best segment ever. If we're still on it.
I wish, dude, everybody in the studio is laughing. I wish I could be a fly on the wall while they were at commercial. The moment, I want to see the moment of realization cross her face where she goes, just save the cooch.
Save the cooch. Yep, and that's probably the best segment ever. We'll have more great stuff after the break. If we're still on air, apparently.
If we're still on air.
That's good.
Australians have said, I've seen more like Australian morning shows where they say something that's, like here in the United States, it's one phrase, But over there, it's like they've got different words for different things. So, but when they put it together as a phrase, it's just like an embarrassing phrase here. And like, there's always one co-host that's like, there's no way you just said that, versus another co-host which has no clue as to what, they don't know why it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's like one co-host is used to American slang and one has never heard it in their lives.
Yeah. Good old Australia.
As a radio host, I've never worked in TV, but I've worked with TV folks enough to know this happens there too. But as a radio host, we used to have a producer who would run the board for me when I would be an anchor, and I would go on and give the newscast, and I would just do the news from a script. And before we would go on, he would pot up the mic and he would say something like "ball sack" in my ear. And so it would be, okay, well, now I have to read this with ball sack, or whatever. And so the TV hosts will do that back and forth. I've heard of hosts locally who do that to each other right before they're going on in 3, 2, titties, 1. Or so, even worse. So, and that'd be great. That'd be a great fun game to play. Right?
Oh, we're gonna. So
3,
next week,
2, titties.
Yes.
We're gonna have to do this next week. We're gonna get rid of the intro and we're gonna just press live and see if we can make each other laugh. Which I don't. I mean, I feel like we start most of the shows laughing or giggling at something, anyways.
Usually, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if we had, back in the day, when we had a Patreon subscriber, they got to see all of the action back there. But turns out we're back to no Patreon subscribers. It was fun while it lasted.
He's like, I wasn't live on the show enough.
True, which that's not part of the gig. But either way, we did appreciate the month of having it. And you are our first, and we always will remember our first. That's what they say. I read it.
That's good.
UK say different and write different ways to USA. You put color. We say color. Yeah. You say jumper. Okay. We say sweater.
Remember your first.
But there's certain things that we could say on American television or radio that you couldn't say over there, like wanker. We could say wanker. Nobody's going to raise an eyebrow. People would know what it would mean, potentially, but we wouldn't get in trouble for it. From what I've heard and seen, if you say that on British television or airwaves, you'll get in trouble for it.
Ooh. Well,
Really?
turn the phone down because Brandon just said it.
Is that big of a...
So wanker is really that bad?
I actually saw an interview online with an American actor.
It's like calling somebody a fucker?
Vulgar slang for
well, I can't do the physical thing of what it looks like, but
it's a person who masturbates.
Yes.
So fair.
I think we're all wankers.
Proud wanker here.
Not if we stare at each other's eyes.
No, I probably still could.
But anyway,
I played that game.
It's not a game of chicken you want to be a part of.
Yeah, that's not one chicken you want to choke.
But anyway, yes, cunt is very common, and you can probably say that word, but you cannot say it.
Cannot say it here.
But anyway, I saw an American comedian, I think it was, said it on a British TV show, and the hosts were like, "Oh, whoa, wait!" Like they knew it was a bad word.
Ooh, huh? Fair enough. There's plenty of those. Let's get into FlorDUH news. Are we ready for this?
Yep.
So a Florida man stole something. Any guesses what this Florida man steals?
Lawnmower.
Alligator.
Mother
sex say alligator lawnmower.
Okay, so we have mother sex toy collection. We have an alligator, and we have a lawnmower.
Semen from a sperm bank.
Ooh, okay. Those are all good guesses. You guys are going to be really let down with
by the non-ingenuity of this thief.
Yes. But if there is something that could be karma, FlorDUH man got this. So Florida man, he stole a car. All right. So no title could explain. This is an article by the HuffPost.com. Thank you, HuffPost.com. Make sure you guys check out HuffPost.com/beardloss for all news that we get from Florida. When it doesn't work, just check out HuffPost.com. So we're just going to read this because it says you're not going to believe this. So a Florida man says he jumped from a stolen car seconds before it was hit by a train.
Oh.
So he kind of got lucky.
Smart move there.
But he was then sent flying into a nearby home. Yeah, the sleeping residents were unharmed, and the man was later arrested. Yeah, so he stole the car, jumped out seconds before it was hit by a train, but he was still sent flying into a nearby home. And the police said the man claimed he stole the car in a good faith effort to search for his own vehicle after leaving a bar early Saturday in Martin County, around 50 miles north of West Palm Beach. Instead, he got stuck on the railroad tracks in the path of an oncoming train. After the crash, the man tried to steal a forklift from a nearby fruit stand, which he also vandalized. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said in a statement he was arrested after flagging down responding deputies to let them know he was still looking for his car. The homeowners were fine, but the explosive sound of a driverless car smashing into the side of their home was clearly jolting. 38-year-old faces charges of grand theft and criminal mischief, and additional charges are expected. In the describing the episode, the sheriff said no title could explain this case, but the details will, well, it's just best to read on.
So wait a minute. So did he go flying as well to the house, or just?
That's
just
what I
car?
thought based on reading it, but it appears
sounds like he.
Here I'm thinking of like a crazy TikTok. This guy goes jumping out of a car, flops up against a house, gets up, steals a forklift. Like it's just a whole thing.
It's a pretty big dude.
That's a good day though.
But as it is, I mean, this is just smash. But didn't it make it sound like he was flown?
Yeah.
Second floor was hit by a train and sent flying into a nearby home.
Oh,
I don't know.
It says before it was hit by a train and sent flying into a nearby home.
Yeah, I mixed up words.
That's what it is.
You'll have that.
But if you look at the guy, he looks like he might be able to sustain being thrown against a house.
Yep.
The guy looks pretty solid.
I think he needs a new T-shirt, though. The neck is kind of, down there. Michael Jordan would say, hey, get some Fruit of a Loom T-shirts. They're always going to have to
go to the Toby's Army merch store. All of our stuff you don't have to worry about that. We've got stay up collars there, guys.
That is a pretty big neck, though. So maybe he needs
he
a
needs to arch his shoulders back. He's kind of got my issue.
I feel like he's the kind of guy that takes his
tall.
shirts off by like stretching out and then like pulls them up.
Well, he does have a pretty good sized nose.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe he has to get over that. But either way, yeah. 38-year-old Bradford Wetzel of Port St. Lucia. You know what? That's unfortunate that you lost your car at the bar and thought, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna borrow this car. I'm just curious how it got stuck on the tracks.
Who the hell turns
Maybe ran out of gas?
Saying, hey, I lost my car. Can you guys help me find it? Oh, by the way, I wrecked that one. Still up.
And the forklift, I mean, let's give him a little bit of effort. He tried to get the car off the tracks.
Yeah.
With a forklift.
It's got to be, it had to have like ran out of gas or seized something.
No, tracks.
Or maybe it had low jack or something where they electronically control the starter.
Maybe.
For being hit by a train, that car was not on the tracks very, very much. Like it got clipped.
It got smashed. Look at that thing.
Yeah, but that's flying through the air in the house too. Like if you're a car and you get hit by a train, you are in pieces. That thing is.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't like on the dead center of the tracks by any means.
What kind of car is that? That just looks like
it's a Subaru. They survived.
Dodge Journey.
Yikes! That's either way. That's a tough one. I mean, that's. Oof.
Hey, you know what? He lived.
He lived. The people. I mean, just
good for him.
I mean, the people are lucky that they didn't get crushed by a car.
You hate to hear when a criminal dies.
All right. Either way. Huh. Well, this has nothing to do with ring cams, but make sure you guys check out ringcam.com/beardlaws. I was going to find an article.
How dare you?
But there was a cam in this video that caught a mayor saying some stuff that led him to his quitting. So apparently there was Mayor Schubert. I thought it was Sherbert, but Schubert.
Sure, it's not Rich Schubert.
Ooh, it could be Schubert. Schubert.
Quit trying to church it up, dirt.
From Ohio, from Hudson, Ohio. So shout out Hudson, Ohio. I know we have a lot of viewers there. Thank you guys for watching the show tonight. Sorry about your mayor, but he apparently suggested that allowing ice fishing shanties on a lake could lead
This guy.
So,
This guy.
so you've heard this. You've heard.
Oh my prostitution.
Yes.
Please play this.
My God. Please play the clip. Please tell me you have it.
Well, yeah, we have the internet, so let's see here. Ohio mayor.
Oh God! So there's a guy on TikTok. God, if I could, for whatever reason, at this exact moment, it just lost it. But he always does like the Midwesterner skits where he's always like, "Oh, hey, it's all right. I saw that your tree needed some trimming, so I took care of that for you." He's like, "Yeah, did you notice that your car was able to drive a little smoother today?" He's like, "Yeah, I did." He's like, "Oh, that's because I replaced all 4 of your tires." And they just keep one upping each other as like friendly neighbors. He did a reaction to that as a guy. He's like, "Oh, sure, yeah, better fishing. Yeah, you're gonna catch more fish with that shanty." And then he goes into saying the prostitution. He goes like, "What? No,
I saw that.
No." Like it was good.
Mayor Schubert.
No, Schubert. We're going with Schubert.
That's Schubert.
Man, look at that chair. Why is nobody sitting in the comfy one? Like, wouldn't you sit in that one over
Because
that
right
one?
before this, he whispered to his buddy, "Hey, so I have this idea." Told him the other guy was like, "I got to take a piss," and never
He's like,
came
"I'm
back.
out." Yeah.
Fire and EMS folks and perhaps the police department that all have to engage on a moment's notice should there be an incident. Additionally, if you open this up to ice fishing, while on the surface it sounds good, then what happens next year? Does someone come back and say, "I want an ice shanty"?
Oh, sure.
On
Yeah.
Pleasant Springs Park for X amount
Yeah.
of time?
You know,
And if you then allow ice fishing with shanties,
Of course. Catch more
then
fish.
that leads to another problem:
Ah,
prostitution. And now you got the police.
no.
That guy next to him. What?
The guy immediately shot his head over. He's like,
the fuck you just say?
You got the police chief, and the police department involved. Then that leads to another problem: prostitution. And now you got the police.
He goes, "Fucking what?"
Just data points to consider.
He goes, "Just things to consider." He looks over at everybody else like,
Oh man, I wish we could see the other reactions.
Ice shanties.
everybody in there just fucking what?
But you know how he came up with this? Because he's the one dude in that room that was like,
That had brought a
I know
prostitute to a nice,
yeah.
to
He
a
was
nice
like-
house.
he was like, "Hey, lady, I know a place."
I don't
Trust
remember seeing that in Grumpy Old Men.
If we let people eat M&Ms, one day they're going to be shoving them in their butts.
So he said, this is in his resignation letter. My attempt to inject a bit of dry humor to make a point about this in the midst of a cold, snowy February was grossly misunderstood. Does someone come back next year and say, "I want an ice shanty on the Hudson Springs Park for X amount of time"? And if you then allow ice fishing with shanties, that leads to another problem: prostitution. Apparently, he later said that he had it stemmed from his experience as a television news reporter covering law enforcement agencies that have arrested people for prostitution in shanties. He said he was concerned about the potential for unintended consequences.
You've got to lead people through that and not just connect the dots in your mind and expect people to be there with you. As a reporter, I once did a story on, you've got to spell that out. Otherwise, you end up on the AP where it says mayor says ice shanties lead to prostitution.
Yeah,
So-
I can I just say, I'm disturbed by them constantly using the term ice shanty. Do you guys? Is that what you guys call it? We called it a fishing shack, or an
Yeah,
ice
we call it an ice shack.
Ice shack.
ice shack, right?
Yep. But I
Okay.
think once Shaq was in the movie Kazam, nobody wants to say Shaq anymore.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, that wasn't Sinbad?
Don't start that again.
All right.
All right. So wait, why is he resigning though?
Are you
There,
kidding me?
that
People were
that
like, "Oh,
video
that's
went
inappropriate."
that video went viral.
Yeah,
Are
but
you
so
kidding
what?
me? He's
box.
the official laughing stock of that town.
So what? Maybe he's no. I don't know anything
Because
about it.
nothing that comes out of his mouth is going to sound valid again.
Fair, maybe. But like, he's thinking outside of the box or shanty. Like, I mean, I don't think he's got to resign because he had a fucking stupid moment. If he's a
That was a
shitty
pretty.
mayor,
that-
then maybe
hey,
this was
listen, there's tripping, there's tripping and kind of like making a slip, and then there's straight stepping on your dick, and
Yeah.
that's what he just did.
dude. That dude does not have a dick big enough to step on. No fucking way.
Apparently, his
he
balls
wants
aren't big enough though to
He
make
wants
that
the
statement.
Cookers to an ice shanty.
What I can't understand is, did he really think that that was going to end up being something that was worthy, like as a, like a humor?
I feel like in like the way that he said prostitution, he was like waiting for the whole 7 people in that room to burst out laughing and just like, oh, standing ovation, like he was at a comedy club, and he was just like, "What are you guys doing?"
Like he tried that comedic pause. He's like, you know what that leads to? Prostitution.
You know what I mean, Ted? You know what I mean?
Right?
Oh.
Remember the time we hired a hooker for your birthday?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
She's right there.
Erica, you in the back. Good times.
Yeah, we had a good time, didn't we?
That little shanty.
It would have been awesome in his resignation letter. So now that I resign, I have more time to be fishing. So you can catch me in my ice shanty with my prostitutes.
He's got
Fuck
a
you,
nice
Ohio.
fancy timeshare.
That girl's a largemouth bass.
Hey. I got one more article, and then we're going to have some fun with the picker wheel. So if anybody does want to ask us any questions that we will spin and potentially talk about, or if you just wanted to hear about 4 grown-ass men talk about if they'd rather give the first 90% of a blowjob or the last 10% of one, then stay tuned because we're about to talk to it. Massachusetts woman. She was on The Price is Right, and she won a trip. Guess where she won a trip to?
Massachusetts.
Delaware.
Oh, God.
Okay.
That poor woman.
Logan.
I was going to say Boston.
Okay. Massachusetts woman wins trip to New Hampshire. You guys are all around it. Yeah, so this is what she says. Massachusetts contestant on The Price is Right was hoping to win a getaway to some tropical place, but instead she won a trip to neighboring New Hampshire. Catherine Graham had already won a fire pit and a love seat when she was picked to go on stage and play side by side with host Drew Carey. Then she found out she'd be playing for a trip to New Hampshire, just across the border from Massachusetts. She won correctly by guessing the value, and she was quoted saying that she was hoping for somewhere a little more exotic rather than the live free or die state, which she has already visited 1,000,000 times.
Yeah,
She was
free
hoping it
weekend.
was Tahiti or Bora Bora.
It's still a free trip, though. I mean, it's like when I took an Airbnb 17 minutes away from here. It's still a nice little getaway. You're not paying for it. Like,
Look how excited she
first
is.
world problems.
Let's send her to New Hampshire. Light it up. Yes. Congratulations.
Oh, for a Marshfield woman, the price was right, but the prize was all wrong. Like all contestants on The Price is Right,
she was pretty excited.
Dreaming big about winning.
But they told her it was going to New Hampshire, and she was still excited.
Is that what the audience looks like now on Price is Right?
Apparently, I haven't watched it in a long time. Did you guys catch
Gotta
that?
get on The Price is Right, boys.
The Marshfield
take a
woman's
trip.
prize was not exactly.
Just laugh. You see Catherine come on down, bidding time after time
Wow.
throughout the show.
Drew's looking good.
He's looking good, but your odds of getting on the show are very
at that.
good.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, it used to be.
Fuck
I mean,
COVID.
like whole crowds. Well, this has got to be because of COVID. This has to be because of COVID.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. I hope they're going back to.
Chance to bid.
I hope they go back to the big.
Oh, there's
old-
some more over there.
No,
It
that's-
looks more like let's make a deal now.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Which that's the show that I'd want to be on because I'd be the guy that won the donkey and been like, sweet. And they're
See
like,
your face
"You
right
don't-"
there.
Yeah, they're like, you don't
Look
actually
at her
get
face.
the donkey.
You're
I'm
going to
like,
New
"You're giving me the
Hampshire. Oh shit.
donkey."
Oh, just
It's
took
like
a
it's
trip to New
it's
Hampshire
remi-
2 weeks
reminiscent
ago.
of that Wayne's World, where they're like,
Yes!
"Oh, I'm in Delaware.
We're in Delaware.
Yeah, yay for Delaware."
Can anybody name anything about Delaware? You boys are from the Northeast. Other than
Their basketball team almost won their conference.
Right.
okay, there you go.
They're home of the Bluebirds. Is that right?
I don't even know.
Logan's
No,
like,
we
"Oh,
gotta
I'm
add
a
favorite Nicolas Cage movie to the.
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
Well done.
Grimm's. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. There was a drug investigation that led to an arrest of a Wilmington man 5 days ago. Troopers arrest 4 Maryland women for felony shoplifting in Delaware. Delaware State Police are investigating a fatal single car crash that happened 11 hours ago. Look at that. Delaware is a small mid-Atlantic U.S. state. All right. That sits on a peninsula marked by dune-backed beaches bordering the Atlantic Ocean, the Delaware River,
Was it
and the Delaware Bay.
Rhode Island's like a third of its size, yet has twice its population. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does.
Isn't Delaware the one on if you're riding on 81, it takes almost exactly 10 minutes to get through the whole state on
Yeah.
81?
You guys want to know what Delaware is famous for?
Oh, I'd love to hear
The
this.
first
People knowing nothing.
Delaware, known as the first state, was the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution and join the Union on December 7th, 1787.
They just want to be a part of something.
Yeah, in 1638, the Swedes were the
last
first
time they
Europeans
were
to settle.
first.
I don't know. Look at that. Is Delaware a good state to live in?
Sure it is. You know,
Doesn't define yes or no. Just has a bunch of shit on there. So, I mean, I'm going to take that as a no.
That's a bunch of shit I ain't reading.
And then it says, is Delaware the poorest state? Delaware's poverty rate isn't the highest in the U.S., but it isn't the lowest either. Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, New Jersey all have better poverty rates than Delaware. Louisiana and New Mexico are on the high end. There you go. What is Delaware's famous food? Any guesses?
Something seafoody.
I would imagine.
Steamed crabs, fried chicken, crab cakes, slippery
I
dumplings.
was going to say crab cakes.
Did you say fried chicken crab cakes?
No, fried chicken, crab cakes.
I didn't put the comma in there, but yes, they're separate. I mean, you could
like,
put them together.
Brandon was like, "Holy!"
I want to try that.
I also said slippery dumplings, scrapple.
Ooh, no, scrapple, no. Whoa,
What's scrapple?
look it up. Believe it's like just basically like chopped liver and intestines and stuff.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank
They're
you.
known for saltwater taffy.
American haggis, essentially.
Scrapple.
Yep, go ahead.
Ooh, it doesn't look good.
No, it's not.
Oh my god, it looks like
It's awful.
I'd rather eat a blue waffle.
It's literally it's a
Oh,
dense.
come on.
It's
on.
dense. It's
It's
traditional.
14-ounce liver or blend of organs like liver, kidney, or heart cut into medium-sized chunks. 1 10-ounce chunk of bone with meat attached, preferably a shank. 2 cups of cornmeal, 1/4 cup buckwheat flour, and a 1/4 cup of yellow onion.
So think
Good
of the
thing
most
it has onion.
good.
Also
Think of the
known
most
as spam loaf.
think of the most dense corn like bread you've ever had, but it tastes like pig organs, and not in
You've
a good
had
way. Yes,
I'll try it. I'll try it.
I mean, I'd try it.
Nope.
it's very bad. Look at that! Look at that one. That picture right up there looks like it's like like brownie right there in the middle.
Yeah,
looks like a brownie. Yep.
Yeah. It looks like the gelatin things that you'd get on Snowpiercer if you lived in the back.
Yeah, I mean, I'd try it. I don't think I would. I don't know. Maybe I'd enjoy it. Who knows?
I'll try anything once that's designed for human consumption.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know if that was.
All right. Speaking of human consumption, who wants to go first on the first 90% of a blowjob or the last 10%?
I still got to know, what is the time frame? Like, are we going off of the law of averages here? Like, how long? Because
that's a good question. It depends on your skills, I guess.
If we're talking like, it's going to take this guy like 15 minutes to get all. I mean, that's a.
According to the studentroom.uk, the average blowjob lasts between 15 and 20 minutes.
God. Okay. The last 10. The last 10. The
So
last
here's
10.
I'm with Toby on this one. Can we do it together?
Wait, wait. This.
Wait,
what?
Yes. Go ahead.
If I'm gonna have this happen, I want to share my pain with somebody else. No. Listen, both would have a tremendous amount of trauma attached to them. I will also say this: the gusto it would take to get somebody through the first 90% is something I don't want to have to deal with the rest of my life.
I don't know if I.
What if
I can shave a beard off? Can
What
I
if-
dodge it? Do I have to?
what
touch
if
it when I-
it's what if it's so bad, right, that the first 90% is only like 12 seconds? Because it's like, you're terrible. I'm done here. That was your 90%.
All right then.
I'm just throwing it
Like
out
I
there.
said, I need to know time frame here.
But I think
If
the question
90% is
either-
12 seconds,
way-
sure.
either
My
way,
question
they're-
also is: does the
Does it
last
finish
10% include the same things that the first 90 do? Do I have to have it in my mouth?
Oh, of course. That's
Mm-hmm.
finishing.
Amanda's been waiting all night.
Amanda's like,
swallow,
I
Brandon.
like this shit.
Last 10, so you get a reward. All right, Nita, last 10. All right.
Look at all the
Juggy,
women.
last
All the
10.
women are like last 10.
I don't want the work. I want the reward.
Hey,
See,
they know what it's like.
For anyone who's
I
not
know the
in
work that goes through.
That's not a reward, though. That's not a reward.
It's not for us.
Not
Not
for us. If
not
you're
for
not
us
into
if
it.
we're doing it.
Stop
But
eating
let's
Scrapple
say-
and start
let's
drinking
say-
pineapple juice.
All right, Logan, we'll switch it over. Would you rather have somebody perform the first 90% on you or the last 10% for you?
Brandon, you were going to do something weird with that bottle, and I saw that
It
moment
was
where
the
you were like,
mustache. Shut up.
no, you were like, I'm going to do something funny. Nope.
No, it was the mustache. I didn't want to go. Shut up.
All right, we got two more last tens and a laugh. All right, so let's flip it. So say we are flipping roles. All right, so would you
We are
rather give the
receiving.
first 90% on the going down on a woman or the last 10%?
Oh, I'll take that first 90%.
Oh yeah, first 90.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
something enjoyable about
Isn't that
seeing
funny?
somebody
Go
you're with enjoy
Yeah.
that part of it. There's something.
Yeah,
So
no,
yes,
I'm definitely with Brandon on this one. Like again, Brandon and I are together on this.
all right, deal.
I'm
team.
all about pleasuring her. Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, isn't that funny? So like us as guys, we all instantly agreed first 90. And every woman that is in this chat was instantly like last 10. And then there was Juggy last 10. So
What about you?
Elo. Whoa. What do you?
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna go with that. I'm so bad at it. The first 90 is gonna be an awful experience. They're gonna be like, nope, done.
But I think if it's 90%, there has to be another 10% somewhere that has to finish. There's a
Yeah.
finish point.
I don't want the finish all over me. I don't think.
I like how Logan. Look, you went through the first 90%. There's got to be another 10% somewhere. You got to pull it from the reserves, honey.
But how do you know? It's like, okay, my
gotta
time's
dig
up,
deep.
90%. So in 10%, you're good.
But if by the rules of the question, the logic of the question says 90%, there has to be another 10%. Otherwise, it's not 90%.
I agree
Otherwise,
with
you want
Logan here.
12
There's got to
seconds
be
and
a total of 100%. Otherwise,
Must be a
why even
total of
break it down
100%.
in percentage?
Do you have to give 100% of the 90%?
Of course.
By the way, Matt, I would also like to add that I found as a new mustached man that the hood is its own mustache mate, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
The 60% of the time, man, it works every time.
Every
It's true.
time.
All right. Well, Logan, what was your answer?
I gotta go with the last 10. This whole question just bothers me a little bit.
All right. So you're going to go last 10.
So
And-
uncomfortable.
So last 10. So are you going to spit or swallow?
Champion swallow.
Oh.
Right at the end, I'm doing this.
Ah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's already there, man. It might as well go down the hatch.
I mean, in ya or on ya? Oh, can I dodge it? You can't dodge it. It's got to be in ya or on ya. I do not want to consume that. I would rather shave my beard and cry than be like, oh, it tastes so bad.
Isn't there a comedian out there? Or it was Rodney Carrington once said, he goes, I don't think dick is something you just try. He's like, where you're riding a roller coaster one day and you're like, wee. I should have never tried that dick.
Oh,
It's not for everybody, I'm guessing. So, I don't know what you do.
All right. So there's a 10%. Okay. Okay. So we got a couple 90. All right.
I'd like to say this too. You know what? If we're doing sexual stuff for the picker wheel, I've got one. What is the appropriate amount of time to perform oral on your partner?
Ooh. Okay.
I mean, we're all men here, so for us, I mean, Brandon's married. Logan's we think is married. I don't know.
I'm married.
He is. I've seen it. I was there.
So we've all got female partners, so that's an even question for all of us. We're all pretty much doing the same thing. So that's the question.
Should we just go with the episode?
down
Because
there-
if it's going to get in trouble through an episode for being all like this, we might as well just do it all in one, right?
Okay. Yeah.
My answer is as long as she'll let me, which sometimes is really quick, sometimes longer, but as long as she'll let you, you go. And as soon as she's like, stop, and you just, whatever. Okay. Guess we're done.
I'm gonna say somewhere between 5 minutes down there. I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain why.
This is a great question. Depends, I guess, on what the goal is. Is it a warm up?
The goal is to get her to orgasm, of course.
Yeah.
What? Like, been married almost 25 years. How do you think I got here? Brandon, what about you? I'll explain my reasoning after.
So I think it depends on what she wants, right? And I think for me, I usually go until she's either saying,
doing that
what's
whole
the next step
thing, but okay.
yeah just no usually saying, okay, I want fill in the blank, and that is something that's not you go to the next steps in the process. But I don't know what the time period is to get there. 15-20 minutes. I mean, I think that's good. I mean, by then we're all greased up and ready to go, you know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for an extended foreplay, but I'm talking about just that part.
Just that part is the goal. Just that part, then, or is the goal?
Well, I'm saying like the goal itself is just that part. That's the time. How long do you think is appropriate time down there?
Then 20, 25, 30 minutes. It just depends. I mean, because for me, it's not look, you know, this dudes and girls are different, right? We can't, you know, it's not.
Yes, there's different parts.
It's not doing it to get them to pop off once. It's doing them to get them to fall asleep, right? Sometimes that takes two to get roll. You know, so you ain't snoring by the time you're done and where you're scrolling on your phone, you did something wrong. But threw my shoulder out, I think.
You down? I want to watch the show.
How about Matt? Matt? Oral. We're talking about oral, obviously. What is an appropriate? What do you feel is like an appropriate average time?
I'd say 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean that's because you know, it always leads to more, I guess, in my opinion.
Well, so the reason why this became a question for me is, so I was, believe it or not, I was in a live, and there was somebody that, they were awfully cocky about their answer and saying they were trying to boast as being like, you know, your standard, like, manly man. Like, I tell you what, my tongue is magic. I'll go down a woman 45 minutes, hour. I'm like, okay, first of all, I don't think you understand that you're not bragging. You're making yourself seem inefficient and horrible at what if it has taken you that long,
right,
to get her going, there's no woman that's going to enjoy a guy being down there for 45 straight minutes. Your tongue isn't doing the right things. It's just yells, get the fuck off me.
Yeah.
You're doing something wrong. That's why, in my opinion, I believe that 5 to 10 minute oral is all the more that's needed. Like, I'll go longer than 5 if I want her to have more than one, but I know that I'll easily be able to get that one within that first 5 minutes without a problem.
Yeah.
So we just kind of build from there until she stops pushing here and starts grabbing and pulling this way. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're coming
exactly.
Up. Awesome.
We usually stop, like, I'll stop when, like, I can hear the kids running into the room. You get that pitter patter. What are you guys doing?
Just little eyes right above the chair. Just
nothing.
Hey, Dad, you wrestling?
Yep, exactly.
Pile driver, Dad. That's not a pile driver.
I had a conversation with the guy I work with who said today. He was talking about how he had walked in on his mom and his dad in the kitchen one time, and like you could just physically tell how it like had affected him.
You could tell he was just like still in horror. He's like,
"Mom, sandwiches are made there."
Yeah, kids, go downstairs. Dad is helping Mommy. If you stay downstairs, you get candy.
That's where Dad carves the turkey. Now he's stuffing it.
Why are you wrestling naked? I'm building a rocket, son. Go away. We won't build a rocket later.
There's nothing. Listen, I'm an open book. Anybody who's read my book will know that I joke about that, but I too have been on the receiving side of watching something like that happen. There is nothing quite like watching your mom get slammed. That will just fuck you up for the rest of your life. As a young child.
Never mind.
I mean, as an older child, I don't think it's any more enjoyable.
Hey, Mom, you guys got any room in there?
As a matter of fact, I would have to say the older you get, the more scarring it's going to be. Like,
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
you can only imagine 17 years old. Hey, Dad, you fuck.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I would have.
At least that comment.
No, I would have never had sex.
I will also say this: childhood trauma fucks you up, but man, does it make a life worthwhile after that?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Like you say, what's the name of that song? 100 Bad Days Makes 100 Good Stories.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yes. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Again, if you guys have questions, let us know. Now you can send them over to Logan@beardlaws.com after you take a poop or whatever you want to send them. Even if you just want to say, hey, Logan, have a great day. Let's see what we're going to talk about next week.
Well,
Another good time to stop.
iPads weren't a thing when any of us were kids.
We let somebody put this on there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't randomly put on that. Do we want to crush this one out real quick?
All right, this will be.
I don't hunt. I fish. I like fishing. It's a little more mind numbing and a little more of just go out there and even more so just kind of like blah. Don't have to think. Just do it.
Yeah, it's relaxing. I've spent a lot of time, fishing when my dad had the fishing boat. We'd get out there, we'd just fish, which usually led to drinking beer and not catching a goddamn thing. But Dad always say a bad day on the river, still a good day, or something like that. One of those cheesy dad lines. But I enjoy fishing. I do. I'm assuming it's more fun when you catch fish, but I enjoy getting the line wet.
What about you there, Logan?
I don't hunt. We used to fish as a family years and years ago. Family got old. I'd rather fish than hunt, I guess. But fishing, it's kind of the same. Like, it's relaxing. I like being in a boat because it's going to involve beer with me. But I could either take it or leave it, honestly.
Can't stand ice fishing. I don't like the whole ice cold.
Well, because
with the prostitutes.
Prostitutes.
I've never experienced that.
Bullshit. Especially because the prostitutes up here are your relatives.
I love if I'm fishing by myself, I usually like to go and shore fish and cast into I like to do topwater fishing for bass, like in reeds and lily pads and things like that. If I'm on a boat, the only times I've ever been fishing on a boat is with my dad. Every time I go back to visit, I insist that I go back during a time where it's fishing season, because that's where me and my dad catch up. We tell stories. It's a perfect way for me to reconnect with my dad. That was always like where we always had our dad and son talks and just had a good time, relaxed out on the. That's the only time I've ever felt like I really ever connected with my dad, is when we're on the water in the boat.
That's your country song right there. If you ever want to be a country star, you write about that.
Just wrote it right there.
Yeah, you just wrote that. Like, I wanted to cry and joys of happiness and sadness, because it's relatable. You know what I mean? It's fucking beautiful. Yeah, I think we talked about fishing. That's okay. Cool. Let's move on. Next week we're gonna talk about
City.
Glass of milk or a glass of OJ. Oof.
Okay, this is what we're gonna talk about next week.
Okay.
Starter topic.
Good little starter topic. And if you guys really do enjoy the picker wheel, obviously you fellas and people viewing there, we can try to give a little bit more time. But we just happen to get these articles, and then we get talking. Next thing you know, we look at the clock and it's like, oh shit, we have 4 minutes with picker wheel. And sometimes I don't. Maybe we'll mix that up a little bit. But either way, we're gonna talk about next week, milk or OJ. Here we go.
Another good time to stop the fellatio when you hear, "Yo, you want switch?"
Why do they sound like that, Logan?
I was gonna say, if I ever hear that low of a voice,
are you in prison?
I'm gonna wonder
how
drunk I am, and am I in jail?
That's where I was going with. That's where I was going there with the prison thing.
Oh, okay.
Logan has spent clearly he has spent a lot of time in jail. That's why they allow him in school.
I'm pretty much a badass.
It's usually Logan's
we can't.
You want to switch, sir?
Please switch, please.
All right, turn around.
Tears make a good lubricant.
I mean, if it's Brandon, I guess, is prepared for it with the way that he likes sandpaper to wipe his butthole. So,
Hey, I tell you what, I got the Black Forest down there. Okay. There's a reason for it.
Oh. Fair enough. All right. Well, I have nothing else to segue from that, but I really do enjoy. Just real quick, I was being interviewed or being a guest, I guess, on another show last night, and we got talking about this show, and they asked me, "How do you get such a great female audience into your shows?" And I kiddingly said, "Because we talk about sex." And then tonight it broke out like, and I was just like, hey, what's up, Austin?
What's up, Austin?
Hey, why don't we get Austin some Thursday to come in? Austin, you want to come on the show in the studio some night? And you can cut our hair or
You
just
can be
hang
on the
out.
show. Please don't come on the show.
Yes, I guess that was a bad time.
We already got through that topic. We're not doing it again.
Got that. But all kidding aside, there's not a lot of shows, especially with a name like Beard Laws. People instantly think, oh, this is a beard show. They're going to talk beard stuff. There's not a lot of shows with a lot of the people that do stuff that have a female audience, and I can't thank you enough. So next week, tell a friend, tell a coworker. They might get offended in the first couple of minutes, but that's okay. That's a risk we're willing to take. And that's all we got for you. So we're going to hit the outro. We can't thank you guys enough. And fellas, obviously, I can't thank you guys enough. We'll be back same time, same week. Same place, not same week, different week, next week.
Different week.
We're going to be, actually, next week is St. Patty's Day.
Tis.
Holy shit.
Tis.
It's St. Patty's Day. So, episode 128, St. Patty's Day. Well, interesting. All right. So, this could be interesting. We're going to bring a leprechaun. We're going to, well, that means Logan's going to dress up. But either way, we'll come up with something fun for next week. Maybe we'll do like a cool St. Patrick's Day theme thing.
Good, yeah.
But either way, that's for us to decide. We can't thank you guys enough, and we'll be back next week. St. Patty's Day. Get ready. Get your livers ready. Logan's is warmed up, ready to go. Hit the outro now.